Hello and welcome to India Post Live, India's first online news conversation portal. Today the topic is Game of Thrones. Yes, folks, it's all done, it's all over. Season 4 has wrapped up and there's a lot of action going around this awesome show. The thing is, this last episode, guys, was not what we expected perhaps in terms of shock value of what we've been seeing in the past. Rather, let me introduce the guests first before we're very excited to get on with this show. We've got Manal and we've got Pratik joining us in the studio. Game of Thrones fans, fanatics, you can call them geeks of Thrones, whatever you like. We've got Jagan joining us on Google Plus Hangout. Right, so let's get to last night's episode immediately. The children. The themes around this show was very much the children. Can you talk us through that?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Arya. We talked about Jon Snow. We touched Bran. And I don't know, I mean, we also mentioned the children, you know, the gods' children, the tree and beyond the wall. So yeah, we pretty much covered the children, though we did not talk about Totem. We did not talk about Sansa. So
Sansa,
yeah, so we did left some of them off, but we covered like half of them.
And we covered Tyrion Lannister, who is again Tywin's child.
Indeedy. And the whole thing around the Lannisters now, Tywin has had this whole thing of protecting his family, but ironically, it was his family who was his undoing by the end of it. Did you see that coming?
Sort of, yes. I mean,
And then again, this guy's read the books, so spoiler alerts, be careful. If he starts saying something you don't recognize, cover your ears. Exactly that.
I'll just say spoilers.
Or just say
that'll
spoilers.
be a Doctor
No,
Who
I think
mention,
the alarm is more alarming. Right, Jagan, can you hear me there? I think he's got the mic muted. No. Hello. Hey, thanks for joining us. Right, we were talking about themes and the children. We got Cersei and Jaime sort of finally stood up. Well, at least Cersei did stood up and to her father and revealed that they were in fact incestuous nasties. So, where do you think they're going to move forward from this? Do you think now that Tywin is dead, they're going to let that secret lie, or are they going to come up or just not care anymore? Because she clearly doesn't.
I am really not too sure, because with the Game of Thrones, you can't really expect what happens next. It's always suspense there, so it's always enjoyable to watch the show. And I think that's the fun of it. You never know what happens in turn.
Absolutely. The other children that we actually didn't mention were, in fact, the dragons.
Oh, yes.
Yes, the dragons
I was thinking about them. Except
Khaleesi's
Drogon.
children. Drogon, who is gone MIA. Where do you think he's gone?
No idea.
No idea.
Spoilers
He's
alert.
lying. He knows exactly what's going on. But it was a heartbreaking moment for her to put her in chains, and you can't ignore the irony there that she's at one hand trying to free the slaves, and she's the breaker of chains, and then she's chaining her own children.
With Daenerys, you also realize that she has sort of, wandered from her path. She was about to go and, get back to the Iron Throne. And now she's into this political thing. She's taking care of the people in Meereen. She's looking up to the, the last episode where she had to give a contract to this guy. So it's sort of, she is going away from where she was. So I don't know where all the dragons will fit right now, because she is not exactly attacking and looking for the Iron Throne. But obviously, the children are there, and she was obviously very sad, crying, and that just made me
Or
very
in
sad.
short, we can say that Daenerys has become Kejriwal of Game of Thrones, something like that. If that makes sense. So.
Yes. I was going to think of something funny, but then I realized it would take me too long to figure it out. Right. Let's move on. Magic is now something that we're finally getting to see a bit. We've been teased and tempted with it throughout the seasons. Magic seems to be coming back in a big way, and we saw this, in fact, with the scene with the skeletons. Jagan, what do you think of Bran? He was given a shocking news that he will not be able to walk, but in fact fly. What do you think he means by that? Is that a literal term?
I don't think so. It's a little bit off, but let's see what happens next. As I said, right from season 1, we've been seeing something new coming altogether. So, and Brian's been, I think, one of our favorite. The sympathy, simply the positive attitude of the guy. So let's see where that takes him. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. Do you expect to see, spoiler, shh,
Okay.
Do you expect to see a lot more magic in season 5?
Yeah, I mean, I was told that there is this whole detail of how Bran, realizes the sightseeing thing and all this changing
Sightseeing.
thing, skin changing thing. I don't know the books. So yeah, and then so I think he'll learn more, and then obviously Jojen is dead now, and when you talk about magic, I think the White Walkers are missing. I mean, where are the White Walkers?
Where are the White Walkers right now? I'm a huge zombie fan, first of all, so I'm kind of disappointed that we haven't seen the White
But
Walkers.
come on, you saw those dead bodies coming out of the.
They're coming out. We've got little zombie babies as well around the corner. Without giving spoilers, do you think we can expect to see zombies within White Walkers, not zombies, White Walkers within season 5?
We could.
We could. This guy's on George Martin's payroll, clearly, not giving anything away. Jagan, we've got the Wildlings finally revealed their motives as well. They're not, in fact, invading. It turns out they're just looking for safety from the Walkers themselves. This is now that we had that great scene where Stannis Baratheon came and invaded their camp and everything. Do we expect to see a sort of a partnership going on, or do you think they will? Do you think they'll ally, or do you think they'll just kill them all?
I really can't say because seeing their attitude towards Jon Snow in season 3, I really don't think these guys really want to, get in positive terms with anybody. They're on their own. They know what they want to do, and so I think they take a stance for themselves.
But we must not forget that they are afraid of the White Walkers. I mean, their exact term, "winter is coming." That's
Winter is
also
coming.
it's also the line that the Stark family uses. Winter is coming. So even they are afraid.
Yeah.
Maybe that fear might bring an alliance between the free people and the Northerners, or maybe Baratheon.
Yeah, no, it's great. This is a theme that they introduced us to from season 1, and they've sort of drip-fed it to us all throughout, and it's slowly coming together. That's been very much this sort of thing of the show, that it's all there, but it's not quite. Who knows? We were very sad to see Ygritte die in the last episode, and last night's episode there was a touching tribute to that. You sad to see her go?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think that sort of adds to Jon Snow's character, make him a stronger character. And also the way the Wildlings have reacted to Jon Snow, sort of. I mean, they haven't killed him at sight. And then Stannis Baratheon coming and accepting Jon Snow as Ned Stark's son. I think that it all just brings a stronger, metal to Jon Snow's character. So yes.
Absolutely. It's a good point you make, because we've actually seen it started off everyone, there was people in the north, people in King's Landing, and then they sort of dispersed throughout the seasons. And now the people who are already out there, they seem to be on their way back in, which is really, really cool. Let's now move on to something that is, of course, Game of Thrones is famous for, which is deaths, and violent ones at that. So let's go through some of our favorite deaths on Game of Thrones so far. First of all, falling through a moon door. Not the best way to go. What went through your mind when that happened? She had it coming, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But the way Baelish, pushed her, I mean, that was awesome. He just took her in. They'll have only loved one woman. She expects him to, call her name, your sister, and damn, there you go.
But this is Littlefinger, of course. He's always got his plan under control, which also leads us to the next gruesome death, which was the Purple Wedding, in fact, possibly orchestrated by Littlefinger and Marjorie's mother. Happy. We've actually just got Shoria joining us on the phone. Have we got him in? It's a good point to come in to talk about the Purple Wedding. If not, Jagan, let's take that from you. Purple Wedding, was that a satisfying enough end to Joffrey?
God, no, that should have been something else, killing everybody just like left, right and center, come on. That was a shocker. That was a real shocker. But you can expect that from Game of Thrones coming through.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually was reading online that George Martin was getting all this criticism that he's killing off all the favorite characters, and then he actually comes back and says, well, like you said, you should see it coming. With Robb Stark, betrayed an ally, did all the thing, didn't really stand up, wasn't really taking a thing, had it coming. Ned Stark.
Joffrey, obviously.
Joffrey had it coming, like he had it
He had
coming
it
at
coming
birth.
from season 1.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah. He's like, oh, it's a boy. We're
But
gonna
then
kill
I think
him.
after Ned Stark's
Yeah.
death, you were just expecting anything. After
Yeah.
Ned Stark's death, I was just
But I mean, we should have known it was Sean Bean after all. He dies
It
in
was.
He
everything.
dies in Lord of the Rings and every time.
Everywhere and everywhere. More deaths from there. The other, probably the most yes, Elia Martell. Oh man,
That was an awesome death. But
what do you think they used? What do you think the prop they used for that was? Because that popping sound was gruesomely realistic. Not that I've ever popped someone's head before, but
I mean, that's maybe cartilage, something.
yee.
I for one could not see through it. I mean, that was one scene where I had to shut my eyes. I just could not see that happening.
You didn't expect once he got a hold of him, and it was a shame. He was boasting and all. Did you? I'll go to check on it as well. Did you see that one? Did you see that one coming? Your reaction to that death, or rather, when he was kind of standing really close to him and boasting, did you see that coming?
So your voice is not audible.
Sorry, we're talking about the Mountain and the Viper when Oberyn Martell, who now. All the King's horses and all the King's men cannot put Oberyn Martell together again, that's for sure. What was your reaction to that? Forget the violence in terms of, did you expect him to go?
Like always, I think of something and something else happens. So it's like, I don't know what to think.
Well, that is exactly what a lot of people on the internet actually thought. We've got a little reaction montage of some crazy people on the internet and their reactions to that scene. These are, of course, on screen the shots of the people in the show. We've got a clip of people around the world watching it. They got sneaky clips taken on YouTube. Their reactions to that watermelon head popping moment. Check this out.
Oh shit! Oh, really?
Right. Well, that was pretty much what we were all doing. But the last and final death, which actually happened in last night's episode, was Tywin Lannister getting popped on not the throne that he would have liked to get killed on, probably. And ironically enough, on Father's Day.
Yes.
Yes.
That, and I was reading this article on the internet where they talked about how when the episode before this, where Jaime and Tywin are talking about it, they talk about patricide and matricide and all. So you sort of know that it's going somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's a really good point.
So you know that it's going to happen. Something is going to happen.
Yeah, Lannisters are a complete strange family. I mean, they have brothers, sisters who are too close for comfort, and
Well put.
then there's a dwarf who is not accepted by either the sister or the father. It's only Jaime that has some sympathy for him.
And what was really nice to see is actually this, I would say, at least for me, was one of the most touching episodes that I saw. It wasn't the most violent or exciting or whatever, but there was a lot of depth, there was a lot of character, there was a lot of nice stuff.
And there were a lot of skeletons.
And there was a lot of skeletons. Yes. And exploding, I think they were pine cones? I don't know what they were chucking at the skeletons, but it looked like pine cones to me, on fire. Right. We have got Shoria now on the phone with us. Hello, mate. Can you hear? I hear nothing. Also
Hello?
stunned. Oh, yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Fantastic. We were just talking about deaths. Another possible death that might have happened was that of the Hound after the encounter with Brienne, which apparently wasn't scripted in the books.
Yeah.
Do you think the Hound will pull out from this one, or is he well and truly done?
I can't really say. I was reading something online. There are fairly contradictory opinions about the Hound's survival as of now. But I personally hope that he survives through this, because he is one character which has evolved greatly through the season, I feel.
Yeah, and the encounter with Brienne, now, apparently that is not... I can bring in your lovely books right now. Apparently that was not scripted.
A few other things were not scripted. I mean, should I? Okay.
Well,
Spoilers here.
yeah.
A bit spoilers.
Wait.
But-
Play the spoilers. There it is. Go for it.
Okay, when Jaime, helps Tyrion escape he tells him something about his wife.
Okay.
And then Tyrion decides that he will never forget Jaime again, and then kills his father. What he tells, for that you'll have to read the book.
Okay.
But I mean, that was not shown here. So they've shown this, very, a good parting between the two brothers, which actually doesn't happen in the books.
I see.
And then again about the Hound and Brienne, so that's also not scripted. Maybe in artistic freedom, maybe.
Yeah, it's lovely. They said that in that world they would realistically be around the same area, so it was possible they could meet. So that's a good job for the people at HBO and all to figure that all out, the logistics of it. Shay, she's dead. That moment, he feels that regret. You can see it in his eyes. He says, "I'm sorry." Do you think when she picked up the knife, she was just defending herself, or was she going to go kill him straight away?
I don't think she would have thought that Tyrion would actually kill her. I mean, I don't think she would have. But yeah, I think she wanted. I mean, she was full of hatred. She really wanted him dead. That's why she came in the trial. She talked about it. So yeah, I think she would have. And he was just. I mean, he was obviously angry, but he would have been killed had he not killed her.
Absolutely, and that then of course led him to being quite ruthless with his daddy-o on the loo. That was also a great scene. Mind you, that was a great scene. Again, the dialogue back and forth between them, it was calm. They could have gone the Game of Thrones way we expected, and it could have been this violent, gruesome thing. He could have, shot the plumbing out from under him, and it could have gone really bad.
But don't you think that whenever it's Tywin and Tyrion having a conversation, it's always very cool and calm, and you can just understand the whole. I mean, that there's anger, there's this hatred going on, but it's always very cool and calm. I remember the scene where I think it's in the 3rd season, where
it's always cool. You can feel the ice shards between them.
too cool. But I remember the scene where Tyrion just comes and he just pulls a chair, and that's such a powerful scene. It's just pulling up a chair, and it's just too powerful. It's beautiful. I like the way I mean, I'll miss Tywin Lannister for that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like he said, he is his son. He says, "I am your son," and the dynamic between them, they do mirror each other, but with a different moral, let's say, grounding. Jagan, why did Varys help? Why do you think Varys was helping Tyrion get out of there?
Maybe his own personal motives or something, because friendship in Game of Thrones is little unlikely between people. It's a very selfish motive, or there's always a catch to it. So similarly here, there has to be something.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, he's always got a plan. Him and Littlefinger, they are the sort of
the spider.
They're spider.
Varys is the spider.
Varys is the spider. Spider and Littlefinger. Weird name, Littlefinger. Anyway.
That's because his family had a...
Family.
Okay,
Indeed.
okay.
Where is Arya Stark... again, spoilers, no. Where is Arya Stark off to?
That's for him.
That's for him. It's a preemptive spoiler.
So Arya, I think she has always been very close to the teacher who had taught her the sword. So I think Braavos, obviously, I think she's going for that to learn, and maybe for revenge. Yes, to learn how to.
So do we expect her to go there and just disappear from the show, or will she go there and we'll see her development, or maybe she'll just come back?
I would hate it if they disappear. They make
she's a
Arya
great character.
She's a great character.
Love it. There's a cool clip on YouTube that you guys should actually check out. It is actually an audition tape of Arya and Sansa. A scene that was omitted from the thing, but it shows a great dynamic between the two. Sansa, another great character who's started off weak, but is apparently, as you know in the book, she is going to evolve into almost Cersei's opposite. That's really coming through now. I want to take your thing on it.
I think all these characters, they are sort of edging towards the darker side. Even Jon Snow, even Sansa, Arya, obviously you see the way she behaves at Hound, the way, she is not the girl she used to be when Ned Stark was there. So yes, all of them are going towards this darker side of it, and Sansa has more reasons than anybody else for that, so.
Couldn't agree with you more.
There are more shades of grey in Game of Thrones than just 50, so,
Savvy, I like the reference. Why, I mean, the motives for Arya leaving the Hound alive, she could have just finished him off, and he begged and pleaded. you got the sense they were almost friends at one point, and then was this is because she wanted him to suffer, or what?
Because Hound was on Arya's list.
Yeah,
Right.
This is true.
So maybe, I mean, but then there's also one more thing, that by keeping this, this is an exciting time for the viewers, because they'll always speculate whether Hound is actually dead or not,
Right.
and maybe an Hound can come back. And that's also because if she kills him, then there's no chance Hound will come back. But now there's a chance that Hound might come back.
Right, so we're also at a point in, so you can also tell us from the books that if Brienne was not meant to encounter them in the books, how in the books does he actually does he just slip and fall?
He doesn't. He fights. I don't remember the name of the two people he fights, but he gets injured, and that becomes a bit septic, and
Okay.
so he falls due to that. He falls off his horse and asks Arya to. That the fight is in an inn somewhere.
Okay.
I forget. I'm forgetting the name. So
Okay, right, so he was going anyway, basically. Let's talk a little bit about the characters that we did not see in last night's episode, but of course have a lot going for them. One major one being Marjorie and her mother, and Marjorie and the little boy King.
Marjorie and the grandmother.
Grandmother, sorry, yes.
So Marjorie, yeah, I mean, I think that he's just giving us a little breather for Marjorie, because she's going to come back. She's going to come back strong.
So she's out there plotting right now.
Yes,
exactly
she
what
is,
to do.
obviously. And then her brother is there, and her grandmother, and the little king. So I think, I mean, when they talk about children, maybe they should have mentioned, but they are not mentioning a lot of other children also. Let's talk about Cersei's daughter. Marcella is.
Where is she?
She is.
She's just told
She was
she's
never
just told off.
mentioned.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's never mentioned. She was mentioned, just mentioned.
just
So, I
never
mean-
shown.
Yeah, so I don't know why. I mean, they should. I mean, as a viewer, I would like to see more of them.
More
But,
women empowerment. Okay, sorry, wrong.
To Marjorie and oh wow, I'm forgetting the little boy King's name. Tommen.
Tommen.
Thank you. Thank you. Jagan, Tommen and Marjorie. Sorry, it's rather. So Marjorie is going to be obviously trying to get, become Tommen's new queen, and Cersei has now said that she refuses to marry off. Do you think she's now going to get in the way of this happening again?
She might give it a try, but Marjorie, she's a smart woman, she might have something up her sleeve to keep her at bay. So that's going to be something interesting to see. But saying that, both are really sharp women. So it's going to be a good fight.
Hey, speaking of fights, if you were to put Cersei's a fully grown Sansa and Marjorie in a ring together for a celebrity death match, who would win? Marjorie, I like it.
Because she's hotter.
Right, hey.
Oh yeah.
Actually, she is the hottest of the three, isn't she? Yes. Well, I know Cersei's debatable. This is not a right topic for the show. Let's move on. Sorry.
We'll have a discussion later
Apologies.
about that.
Well, Reek also.
Yes.
Reek.
Theon Greyjoy.
Will he come back? Because he seems now, when he's been given the persona of being Theon Greyjoy, he's no longer inside Theon Greyjoy's. We've been led to believe. Do you think he'll turn back, or is he well and truly Reek now?
I think he's Reek now. I don't think there's any chance of him coming back. But I don't know. I mean, I would wish this sister would come and help him, but that is, I think, not going to happen as
Right.
well. So.
I mean, we're talking about violent deaths, but I mean, compared to what happened with Theon Greyjoy,
Yeah.
a violent death is much better.
That's all true. You could have a top 5 of body parts he's missing if you wanted to. Number 1, we don't want to talk about that. Definitely not. Littlefinger, what is he going to do now, sitting there in what's it called? What's
The
that?
Eyrie.
The Eyrie. What is his plans? What is he scheming? What's his next plan? Who is he going to kill, or who is he going to invade, or what is he going to do with the resources? He's now convinced the powers that be over there to get on board with the whole mission. So, what's the plan?
What's the plan for
What's the spoiler-free
Littlefinger? Well, he could marry Sansa. I mean, I'm not saying that he will, right? So
Okay.
I'm not saying he will, but he could.
They could. Righto. Okay, I think we are running short on time, guys. So I just want to do a final sort of roundup from everyone. Shagun, have I still got Shoria rather? Sorry, have I still got you on the phone there?
Hello?
Yay, I do. I just wanted to ask you. We're just wrapping up the show. I wanted to ask you what your favorite episode of Game of Thrones was this season 4.
I think the second last episode where the battle for the second last episode where the wildlings are trying to climb the wall. I think that was a fairly high. It was heavily packed with action, and I think that was a brilliant episode in terms of graphics, in terms of general visual effects, with the giants coming in and the whole wall scene. I think it was a brilliant episode. I think.
Oh yeah, the Giants. I almost forgot about the Giants. Is there going to be some retribution there? Shoria, do you think? With the Giants, they mainly mentioned that they killed off their king in a dying out bloodline. Do we expect to see the Giants having any revenge? I'll take that as a maybe.
Wildlings are going to be an integral part of Stannis' plan ahead, I think.
Oh, hey, oh no! Oh, he left. I was just going to ask him what his favorite episode was. I like that because not many people say the second last episode as the favorite. Your favorite episode?
Okay, the second last episode was cool, especially with the giants, because we had dragons, we had devils, we had zombies, now we have giants also.
Yes.
And then that axe, that pendulum axe, something like that. That was awesome. But I guess the episode where that,
you're looking for the right
pig
word?
dies.
Yeah. So you're a fan of purple weddings?
Yeah. And red weddings.
Yeah, me too.
What will
And
you
red weddings. Mean. Anyway. Your favorite episode?
The last episode.
The last episode.
Because they talked about, they at least touched upon half the things. I would have, I would not have had closure had they not, touched on maybe, say Tywin or the crows, or, I really loved seeing Baratheon's army come over and the way they arrived. And I was just reading that the directors have sent the last episode for Emmy.
Yeah.
Just the last episode, because they think it's the greatest episode they've ever made.
I also agree with you. The last episode was also my favorite, as we mentioned. It had so much depth and all these characters, different stories and storylines going in and out. Anyway, that's all that we've got time for. Sadly, we'll continue this. We'll maybe get some spoilers for him without a bumper playing and freaking us out. That is it from us on Indian Post Live today. You've been watching Game of Thrones, the recap of Season 4. We'll see you next year with more Season 4, but until then, we've got plenty more fun stuff coming up after this with What the Football. Take care and good day.